vast Great Lakes region of central Canada harbors many of the country's greatest attractions. On the Niagara River, between Lake Ontario and Lake Erie, is one of the most powerful flows of water in the world, Niagara Falls. To the north is the Muskoka region, a dense patchwork of lakes, rivers, and forest, offering a year-round natural playground. On the north shore of Lake Ontario, only an hour's drive from these natural wonders, is Canada's largest and most exciting city, Toronto. Toronto is a lively, strikingly attractive cosmopolitan center whose special qualities offer an inviting summer vacation with a pleasant mix of big city activities. Peter Ustinov described Toronto as a kind of New York operated by the Swiss. Over the 100 years since its pioneer beginnings, Toronto has achieved a size and sophistication in a class with the world's great urban destinations. It is a city of contrasts, as seen in the architecture of the old and the new City Hall, the skyscrapers rising among historic buildings, and in the city's diversity of culture. Toronto is a thriving urban center without slums or ghettos. It has the lowest crime rate of any major city in North America. Toronto is clean, safe, and livable right to its downtown core. An award-winning public transit system links the city's attractions, excellent restaurants, and accommodation. Lush ravines crisscross the city, offering an interconnected network of parks and gardens. Toronto has almost 10,000 acres of parkland, much of it beach and waterfront property bordering Lake Ontario. Visitors to Toronto enjoy fascinating culture, entertainment, and fabulous sights. Canada's greatest museums, art galleries, theaters, and amusement parks are all located here. Toronto is a modern miracle, a monument to the wonderful lifestyle Canadians have achieved, creating one of the most hopeful and healthy cities in North America. A must-see destination for all world travelers. Our tour of Toronto begins in the downtown core with the world's tallest freestanding structure, the CN Tower. In less than a minute, the tower's windowed elevators transport visitors 1,136 feet above the downtown to the Skypod for one of the world's most spectacular panoramic views. The Skypod houses 2 observation decks, Horizons nightclub, and the top of Toronto revolving restaurant. For an even more spectacular view, visitors ascend an additional 329 feet to the space deck, the world's highest public observation gallery. From the space deck, you can look directly down inside Skydome, if its retractable roof is open. This is Toronto's proud new sports and entertainment center, with seating for 67,000 people. It is a massive steel and concrete structure, testifying to the pride Torontonians have in their professional sports teams. Skydome is home to the Toronto Argonaut Football Club and the 1992 World Series baseball champions, the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are the first team based outside the United States ever to win the World Series. Skydome's retractable roof, seen closing here in time-lapse photography, is the only one of its kind in the world. Near Skydome is the Hockey Hall of Fame, which houses memorabilia from the history of Canada's greatest sport. It is home to the oldest and most revered trophy in professional hockey, the Stanley Cup. The Toronto Maple Leaf hockey team, which is professional hockey's second all-time winningest team, plays nearby at Maple Leaf Gardens. Like most great cities, art is an integral part of Toronto's cultural makeup. Adorning the entrance to the Art Gallery of Ontario is the large two-form sculpture by artist Henry Moore. The AGO's Henry Moore Sculpture Center houses the world's largest public collection of this famed artist's work. The Art Gallery of Ontario has recently been renovated and is now the 7th largest public art museum in North America. Many of Toronto's historical sites have been preserved. The drama of Canada's colonial military history is reenacted at historic Fort York. Originally built in 1793 to protect the entrance to Toronto Bay, it was the site of the bloody Battle of York during the War of 1812. Although the Battle of York was lost, the fort was rebuilt and held off another attack from the Americans in 1814. Today, historical activities are explained and demonstrated for the enjoyment of visitors. At the western end of Toronto's waterfront is Ontario Place, a huge entertainment mecca containing an Omnimax theater, an outdoor concert venue, and many family activities. At the foot of the downtown, along the lakeshore, is Harbourfront. Here you can take a relaxing stroll along the lake, explore quaint shops, and enjoy the laid-back atmosphere of this artist community. A short distance further east along the waterfront brings you to the foot of Yonge Street, where a ferry to Centre Island can be boarded. Centre Island's Centreville has rides, games, animal farms, water fun, and many other family activities spread over a 14-acre park. Boats may also be rented to tour the system of canals that meander throughout the island. Centre Island also commands a magnificent view of the Toronto skyline. Even further east along the lakeshore is the beaches area. Here, visitors can enjoy a small-town atmosphere of shops, cafes, beautiful sand beaches, and a wide, well-traveled boardwalk. Those who prefer a quiet, secluded stroll in a leafy refuge will enjoy Edwards Gardens. The gardens stay in bloom well into October. High Park is another larger recreational green space surrounding Grenadier Pond. Visitors to Toronto soon discover Yonge Street. Starting at the shore of Lake Ontario, Yonge Street continues north for 1,900 kilometers to James Bay, making it the longest street in the world. Located in the downtown area, it is one of Toronto's main shopping and entertainment streets. The focus for shopping along Yonge Street is the spectacular Eaton Centre. Sculptured Canada geese take flight over the huge expanse of the mall's main corridor, and a shooting fountain graces the center court. Over 350 shops, restaurants, and services are found in the Eaton Centre complex. Just a few blocks west of the Eaton Centre is an interesting alternative shopping and lifestyle area, Queen Street. Here, you'll find unique shops, restaurants, and bars catering to a new age lifestyle. Toronto has a rich diversity of cultures living side by side. Toronto's Chinese community is the largest in Canada and the third largest in North America. The Chinatown area features excellent restaurants and many small shops. Adjacent to Chinatown is one of Toronto's most ethnically diverse areas, Kensington Market. Another colorful market, also located in the downtown, is the St. Lawrence Market. On the weekend, it has an excellent selection of fresh foods, produce, and local products. Toronto is an international destination with many four-star hotels and excellent restaurants. Some of the world's finest performing artists can be enjoyed at the Royal Alexander Theatre, Roy Thompson Hall, the Pantages Theatre, and other excellent theaters and music halls. Many visitors arrive at specific times to enjoy Toronto's cultural festivals, sports, and other seasonal attractions. Here are some of the main annual events. The Canadian National Exhibition is Toronto's largest annual entertainment and cultural event. An air show, water skiing demonstrations, a large midway, international exhibits, and animal shows are all part of this long-standing event's marvelous tradition. The Molson Indy features the world's best Indy car racers. The Canadian Open Golf Tournament at Glen Abbey features the world's finest professional golfers. The Glen Abbey Golf Club was designed by Jack Nicklaus and is open to the public except at tournament times. The Queen's Plate at Woodbine Raceway is one of the 3 top thoroughbred horse races in North America. The Stratford Festival in Stratford, Ontario, and the Shaw Festival in Niagara-on-the-Lake host world-class productions of William Shakespeare's and George Bernard Shaw's plays. To celebrate the ethnic diversity of Toronto, the city has hosted several special cultural events. The Caravana Festival has its roots in the Mardi Gras tradition of the Eastern Caribbean, particularly in the Trinidad Carnival. For the Caravan International Festival, ethnic communities throughout the city construct special pavilions containing the entertainment, food, and drink associated with the traditions of their culture. Carrying on our tour of Toronto, we move uptown to the Royal Ontario Museum. The ROM is the largest museum in Canada, with exhibits spanning human and natural history throughout the ages and around the world. The Ming-Tun Gallery is part of a cluster of galleries displaying one of the world's finest Chinese collections found outside of China. The Dinosaur Gallery is one of the most popular. It features 13 dinosaur skeletons exhibited in simulated settings. In addition to examining the 160 million year reign of the dinosaurs, the gallery illustrates other significant developments in the evolution of reptiles, amphibians, and mammals, including man. The main stairway takes visitors past huge West Coast indigenous peoples' totem poles. On the top floor of the museum is a cluster of Mediterranean world galleries. The Ancient Egypt Gallery is the newest. The gallery exhibits explain Egyptian hieroglyphs and why the Egyptians mummified their dead. The Greek World Gallery traces the development of ancient Greek civilization from 1100 BC to the Roman ascendancy at the time of Christ. The centerpiece of this collection is a sculpture court displaying 20 fine classical sculptures. The ROM's collection of artifacts from Imperial Rome has no rival in Canada. And among other artifacts, visitors will enjoy an exquisite variety of portrait busts. These are only a few of the 38 galleries to be found in the ROM. The ROM complex also includes the George R. Gardner Museum of Ceramic Art and the McLaughlin Planetarium. In the planetarium, visitors take a trip to the stars and experience amazing laser light shows. A block from the ROM is the upscale shopping and restaurant district of Yorkville. Casa Loma stands as a monument to the riches of early Canadian industrialists. Inspired by European castles, Sir Henry Millepilat borrowed the most pleasing elements of Norman, Gothic, and Romanesque styles to create Casa Loma. Surrounded by a 6-acre estate, the castle offers a breathtaking view from its turreted towers. Upon leaving Casa Loma, you may wish to drive by some of the lovely homes of the Forest Hill area. And just south of Casa Loma is one of Toronto's oddest discount department stores, Honest Ed's. The Ontario Science Centre has long been a favorite with families and inquisitive individuals. The Science Centre has developed a fascinating and fun, hands-on approach to exploring science.
I guarantee that this is going to be a hair-raising experience.
This is his heart. Who would like to put his heart in the body? Okay, see if you can reach. Can you reach?
Welcome, all of you, to the Ontario Science Centre, and especially welcome to our Star Lab Theatre. This show is about the universe. Now, that's a very big topic, of course, but what we're going to do is look at the universe from the way we see it here on Earth.
From radio telescopes surveying the vastness of space to the cellular and mechanical secrets of the body and the understanding of and applications of lasers, the Ontario Science Centre covers an extensive range of topics in the world of science. Located just to the northeast of Toronto is the Metro Toronto Zoo. The zoo is a unique oasis of living diversity amidst the fast-paced environment of city living. There are 8 lush pavilions bursting with colorful plants and animal life. Over 4,000 animals are divided into 6 zoo geographic regions: Africa, Australasia, Eurasia, the Americas, Indo-Malaya, and Canada. Zoos began as an attempt to collect as many and as unusual animals as possible to amuse a select few. Today, with natural habitat shrinking at an alarming rate, zoos can no longer be justified purely on a recreational basis. Research and conservation of endangered species has become an important part of the work carried out at the Metro Toronto Zoo. In keeping with this approach, the animals are housed in enclosures resembling their natural habitats. Regularly scheduled animal feedings and demonstrations help to foster an appreciation of the plants and animals that share our world. A short drive north of Toronto is Canada's Wonderland. This giant theme park has over 130 spectacular attractions, including a 10-acre water park, 11 live shows, live cartoon characters, a concert venue, and all sorts of rides, including North America's greatest variety of roller coasters, 6 in total. Fantasy and fun for everyone are served up on a grand scale every day throughout the spring and summer and on weekends in the fall. Very near Wonderland is Black Creek Pioneer Village, a recreation of an 1860s pioneer village. It contains many original 19th century buildings. Further to the north of Toronto, nestled in the pines overlooking the picturesque Humber River Valley in Kleinburg, is the McMichael Canadian Art Collection. The McMichael Gallery offers a unique opportunity to see Canada's finest landscape paintings in the woodland atmosphere that inspired them. In a sprawling complex of intimate galleries and grand exhibition halls built of natural stone and hand-hewn logs, visitors view magnificent paintings by members of Canada's famous group of 7 artists and their contemporaries. These painters have captured not only the sights, but the spirit of Canada's wilderness landscapes. The gallery also features an impressive collection of works by contemporary Native and Inuit artists. Our final destination takes us back to Niagara Falls for a cruise on the Maid of the Mist. The Canadian Horseshoe Falls are one of the world's most spectacular because of the combination of height, water volume, and beauty. 168,000 cubic meters of water flow over this 170-foot drop every minute into the Maid of the Mist pool. Time can seem to flow faster in large cities as they constantly change to accommodate the desires and diversity of lifestyles of their inhabitants and visitors. A great city is like a tall ship sailing into the next century. Toronto, Ontario is at full sail into the future and may well be the most perfect city in the Western Hemisphere.